Alright, ISO. ISO is essentially your camera's sensitivity, is the measurement of your camera's sensitivity to light, and you can adjust it. So if you go to your camera, and all cameras are different, so consult your instruction manual and find out where the button is, where the function is, where you go to adjust your ISO. On this Canon, and on a lot of Canons, the buttons are up here are fairly similar. So here's the ISO button. Bam, we are adjusting the ISO. Cool. Take it down to ISO 100. We're talking where we're at your camera's lowest sensitivity to light. You're going to need a fair bit of light to make a picture at this ISO setting, okay? This is like cooking in an oven, you know? It takes a long time, but it produces really, really nice results. So your shutter speeds are going to be slower. Your aperture value is typically going to be much faster, and they describe faster aperture as a lower f number, which we'll get into later. So that's what's going to be happening at ISO 100. As you increase your ISO, your camera becomes more sensitive to light. ISO 400, you're going to need less light. At 1000, 1600, your shutter speeds are just going to get faster, and because your camera is going to be cancelling out a lot of this excess light, which it is currently get my words out, currently seeing. As you go even higher, you know, typically the old school mentality with photography is that this ISO 1600 is as high as you can go. Like after that, image quality really starts to drop off, because what you're talking about here is I don't know if any of you have ever played guitar in high school or still play guitar or electric guitar. It's like a gain setting for a guitar amplifier. So down here, you're playing and your guitar sounds really, really crystal clear and beautiful. Once you start increasing the gain, you're getting a lot more light in, you're getting a lot louder, but what comes with that is sort of a grungier, grainier look, just like it is with a guitar amp. You turn up the gain full ball, you're going to be playing thrash metal, not classical guitar. Yeah? Cool. Newer cameras, such as the 7D here, and cameras made in the last 4 or 5 years, deal a lot better with that grit and grain, and they manage it in such a way and produce images that are much more pleasing to look at. So if you've got an 8-year-old camera and you're shooting at ISO 3200, it's going to look blotchy, man. It's going to look pretty ugly. But if your camera's been made recently, ISO 3200 is totally usable. ISO 6400 is totally usable. Don't use it all the time. Weigh up your situation. Look, I've got a lot of light here. I can reasonably afford to shoot at a lower ISO. Cool. How does ISO relate to P? And when we're shooting in program mode over here, well, ISO sort of becomes your volume knob. So obviously, you take a picture on P, you look at it on the back of the screen, and you might go, oh, it's blurry. Oh, I don't like it. Oh, it's too dark. What's going on? Adjust your ISO. So if something's too blurry, there's a lot of movement in the shot, there's a lot of motion when you want it to be sharp, chances are your shutter speed's too low because there's not enough light getting into the camera. You can either bring more light in, or you can make your camera more sensitive to light. So if you increase your ISO, take another picture, look at it, go, it's sharp. You've done it. You've got a good result. You haven't had to worry about setting your aperture, setting your shutter speed, but by adjusting your ISO, turning it up and down, you can achieve the shot you want.